A case of animal abuse is under investigation. Phoenix police finding a dog with its front legs and its muzzle duct taped. Officers responding to a call of a dog in distress near 35th Avenue in Sweetwater, and they found the 2-year-old female Burmese mountain dog mix, severely dehydrated and also with a fever, so potentially fighting infection. She is to a follow-up on a 2011 murder of a 10-year-old girl here in Arizona. The Arizona Supreme Court upholding the conviction and death sentence for the woman accused of the suffocation of her cousin. Amy Deal died after being locked in a plastic storage bin overnight. And that was punishment, they said, for stealing a popsicle. Her cousin Samantha Allen and Allen's husband were convicted. Yesterday, a court rejected Samantha's claims that her husband was solely responsible. 2 years ago, the Supreme Court also upheld his convictions and death sentence.
Tonight on Fox 10 Investigates, missing in Arizona. Loved ones continue to search for a Phoenix woman who vanished without a trace.
A 36-year-old mother of two last seen near her apartment nearly a month ago. Fox 10 investigator Justin Lum spoke with her family, and he retraces her steps.
My heart really breaks for those families that are waiting for years and years, and it's just a terrible place to be.
A place of not knowing where your loved one is at this very moment. That experience is taking a toll on the family of Michelle Bernstein Schultz.
It seemed as if my world had stopped. I couldn't understand what happened.
Michelle was last seen on June 29th. Her mother, Patricia Yaloz, says she received a text message from Michelle's boyfriend. The two lived together at the Tides at Paradise Valley near 40th Street and Greenway.
I was in absolute shock. I asked him to call me, and at that moment he didn't. I waited a few minutes, asked him again, he didn't call me. So I called the police to confirm that there was a report, and there was.
What's strange to Michelle's mother and sister is why she would leave her apartment with nothing but the clothes on her back into triple-digit heat. But Daniela Smith says she's pinpointed the time Michelle last spoke to anyone over the phone, referencing a text exchange that afternoon.
And it was an ongoing conversation, back and forth, back and forth. And then the last message from her was at 4:03 p.m.
After 4:03 p.m., Michelle is believed to have walked out of her second-floor apartment, leaving behind her personal items.
I knew that she would not go anywhere without her phone, and it truly made it a mystery to me.
Her phone, wallet, ID, and car all left at home.
No one has seen her, no one has spoken to her, just no more information after that time and date.
I asked if any surveillance footage of Michelle has surfaced since last month. Her family says they've seen no such leads.
All of these leads that we were hoping for at this point in time don't exist.
This is a busy area where she lives. How does she just vanish like this?
I don't know. I have no answers. I only have questions, and no answers.
According to loved ones, this is out of Michelle's character, and the day before she went missing, the 36-year-old learned some good news from her personal injury lawyer.
We told Michelle on June 28th that her check would be ready on July 1st, and unfortunately, it's still at her office.
A $2,500 settlement waiting for her after she was rear-ended in a car accident recently. Attorney Nasser Abushbara says he saw no signs of concern leading up to Michelle's disappearance.
I never saw any of that with Michelle. She was always straightforward, nice, responsible, respectful. Never saw any issues that would trigger any sort of warnings for me. And unfortunately, again, in my practice, we see it from time to time, but we never saw it with Michelle.
If she was planning on doing this, she would have needed that money. And I just can't imagine that if she had done this on purpose, that she wouldn't have waited a couple of days to be able to have that money.
Michelle is known to enjoy hiking with her dog, but there's no indication she would do that in excessive heat. Here's what you should know about her appearance that day. She's 5'6", about 170 pounds, with short black hair. She was wearing a black mask, gray sandals with fluorescent green accents, and some friends call her Elle. She's also a mother of 2 boys.
One of the hardest things of this is looking into her 10-year-old son's face and not knowing what to say to him when he's asking about his mother.
What would you want her to know? What would you like to say?
I would like to say, Michelle, if you're okay, please come home, call us, let us know you're okay. And if you need to stay away for whatever reasons, just let us know that you're okay.
We did knock on Michelle's apartment door, hoping to speak to her boyfriend, but no one was there. I did ask Phoenix PD if foul play is suspected, but a spokesperson could not provide an update. I'm Justin Lum for Fox 10 Investigates.
A Fox 10 News alert right now at 9. Police are looking for a man with a gun who prompted the evacuation of Arizona Mills Mall.
Let's get right out to Stephanie Bennett tonight, who joins us live from the scene with the latest on what's going on there. Steph.
John and Christina, it was a lot of panic at one point, but now that has really subsided. We are on the east side of the Mills Mall here along Baseline and Priest, and as you can see, not a lot going on anymore. The scene was much different just only 30 minutes ago even. You could see the mall is quiet. The mall is actually back open now. Now, it all started around 6:30 this evening. Police started getting calls from shoppers inside the mall that they saw a man with a gun after an altercation broke out. Police quickly arrived on scene and headed straight into the mall. Take a look at this video from a store owner we spoke with. You can see the police scouring the area. He says the mall was very busy at the time because of a lot of back-to-school shoppers. Suddenly he heard loud bangs and people started running. Tempe police just held a press conference to update us all. They're still investigating, and information they say is kind of muddled, but what they do know is that an altercation broke out near the Starbucks between several people. Some say it was verbal, others told them that it was physical, and suddenly one man pulled out a handgun and pointed it at another man who he was fighting with. Then they ran away. Customers started fleeing the area once they saw that gun, causing panic. Police say they couldn't find any evidence of gunshots, but those noises were most likely from stores shutting those security gates, kind of those chain link fence walls that come down. Police also say so far no injuries have been reported. Shoppers and employees we spoke with say they're glad it was an isolated incident and wasn't much worse.
All of a sudden we see I think almost around 50 to 100 people just running from this way across our store to the right. And then some people came into the store, and then I told some of my employees to lock the doors.
So we just quickly acted, grabbed them, and just put them to the back, just kept them safe.
Yeah, and so far, Tempe police have not identified the people who are involved in that altercation. They do have a list of names, they say, but still further investigation needs to be done. Again, the mall here is now back open. Guys, back to you.
Tonight, the National Park Service is trying to identify 2 men suspected of defacing a scenic rock on the south rim of the Grand Canyon. And photographers apparently caught them in the act. Penalties for graffiti and vandalism could include 6 months in jail and a $1,000 fine. Fox 10's Ella McNamara has our exclusive report.
Absolutely it is, quite frankly.
Photographer Karen Wright was with her friend, fellow photographer Paula Corrette, on Wednesday at the Grand Canyon. Wright says they stopped at Moran Point to enjoy the view and take pictures. And that's when they saw 2 men on a plateau.
We noticed it looked like they were writing something. And in looking at some of the photos closer, you could see that they were scratching something on the surface of the rock with another rock. I believe it was their names. We couldn't tell immediately, but in looking at one of the photos and angling it so we could see what was written there, it looks like their names.
Wright says Corrette had a longer lens, so she got detailed photos of what exactly was going on. Wright says she called the NPS hotline to report the men.
We yelled to the kids, I don't know how old they are, but we yelled to them and told them to quit and told them it was illegal, and they ignored us. Kept going. The second boy started writing and stood up, took a picture of it. And at that point, we decided to leave. We didn't want to confront them.
The National Park Service is investigating. The agency tells Fox 10 it's using the photos provided and also tags on social media to try to identify the men.
We were very angry about it. And I think it's totally unnecessary to leave your mark on national park property or anywhere. Just you need to come and enjoy the beauty of nature and respect it.
The National Park Service says that Moran Point is named after a well-known artist named Thomas Moran, who painted landscapes of the western U.S. in the 1800s. Wright is hoping that anyone with any information about the alleged vandalism will come forward.
Of course, it's not the first time it was done. Right there in front of us as we're taking pictures, there was spray painted graffiti right in front of us. But I think what's important is for people to know that they can report this, and that with more eyes and more people willing to say something, hopefully these people can be caught.
Ellen McNamara, Fox 10 News.